Right, let's get the party started. What's up, guys? Weather Wednesday coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today it's that time of the month when we have a personal rewards clan versus clan. And as you can see, we are getting stomped, absolutely crushed from the beginning. They woke up and chose violence. So we're probably not going to make a comeback. We're probably just going to ease off on this one and look for better results in the next one. But because it's personal rewards, I still need to get my 400,000 points so that next time that, just in case we do win the CVC, I get the bonus rewards next time that I'm looking for. So always have to keep that in mind, that you still need your basic points for whatever tier you are going for. In my case, 400,000 points for the top tier. And how do you do that? To get points for personal rewards CVC. Now, if it was regular CVC, my advice is to don't worry about it at all. A regular CVC is next to worthless. You get the very basic clan rewards and you move on. But personal reward CVC can be pretty nice. You can get some shards, you can get lots and lots of energy, really good rewards. Hey, maybe we'd make a comeback, probably not. They're kind of blowing us out of the water right now, but I've only put up 61,000 points, not a lot. I've just been doing some very basic things. But let's talk about what are my favorite ways of getting points. Now, number one, super easy, but something that I don't actually recommend, except for people who don't have other options or people who are like big spenders in the game, and that is getting new champions. You can get incredible points for getting new legendary champions in particular, or mythicals, obviously. Now, they do have progressive chances usually during the CVCs, but it's not like a 2x chance or anything, so I don't really recommend most players do this. A lot of players this time around are going to be pulling our tour, which is going to get a lot of points, and it's really easy. If you don't have a lot of other resources, just pulling a fragment champion get you a ton of points. Now, I'm holding on to those because we're losing, and so I can use them maybe for like another CVC or for champion chase something like that. So I'm not going to do that. But if you go and you check out your objectives, you look at the champion objectives, you actually get 20,000 points for getting a mythical champion and 10,000 for a legendary. But if they're new, you get bonus points. So you get 40,000 extra for a new mythical, and you get 20,000 for a new legendary. So if you were to pull our tour, for example, you'd get an easy 30,000 points, which for a lot of clans, that's going to get you to your minimum. For like a low, a clan that doesn't care that much. Your higher level clans, they're going to ask you to get the 400,000 points. I'm not in like a super high level clan, but I like to get the personal rewards personally. So I'm not going to do that, and I don't actually recommend that most people do that unless they don't have other options. There are other ways from saving your resources that you're going to want to get your points. My personal favorite way of getting points for CVC is using books. I save up all of my books, all of them, for CVC. Pretty much without fail. I mean, occasionally I'll be like, I desperately need to book this. But almost never. Now, if you saw my video from a few days ago, I got super lucky and I pulled Caldor twice in 199 blue shards. It was insane. Never had that kind of insane luck in my life. Now, you do get pretty good points actually for ascending. So I got 1,750 points just for bringing him up from like 2-star ascended to 5-star ascended. So pretty good. Pretty good. But the real good points is you get 3,000 points for every legendary book that you use. I think it's 4,000 for a mythical, and it's 1,000 for an epic book, and 500 for a rare book. I haven't built a rare champion in probably like a year and a half, 2 years. I really don't bother with them, and I don't really build a whole lot of epics anymore, so I just kind of use them randomly. But let's see. I'm not super concerned. Well, I'll have to think about whether or not I care about the A1. Obviously, the A3 is super important. The A2 is super important. So he's going to need at least 6 books. He might need 9. We'll find out. 6 books. It's going to get me 18,000 points. 18,000 points for the CVC. Just like that. I get, on average, 15 to 20 legendary books per 4-week period as an end game player. Now, you might not get that many. If you're an earlier progressing account, that's okay. You'll get there eventually. But just save the books that you have for this time. Now, it looks like I booked the A1, so now I just have to max it out. 3 more books, another 9,000 points. And I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to build both Caldors. And then I have another champion that I want to book out as well. I never thought I would ever use this champion, but she's actually got a purpose. Madeline is going in my speed Sand Devil team. Believe it or not, I need to book out her A3. Her A3 is all that matters to me. So we'll see if I get lucky. No luck at all. None at all. Try again. This is not working out well for me, unfortunately. No. Looks like we're maxing out Adeline, perhaps, or nearly. Okay, so I still got 17 books, and they're going into my other Caldor. He's gonna need at least 6. Will we finally get lucky on one? Not lucky enough. He still needs 2 more books at least. Will we have the smallest amount of luck? Absolutely not. Looks like both of my Caldors got maxed out. What are you gonna do? Now I'm down to, unfortunately, just 8 legendary books. I'm gonna have to save up more for next time. And then we'll go ahead and we'll send him as well. And I need to do this, unfortunately, in order to send him. So I got another 1,850 points just from ascending him. And remember, I started with 61,000 points. Well, now I'm at 147,000 points, just like that. I haven't even touched my epic books or my rare books. Because I haven't built a rare in forever, I can choose any rare and I can just use all the books on them, because who cares? But I'm gonna save that for the end of CVC, basically to see like how many points I actually need. See if we actually make a comeback on these guys, probably not. And see how close I am to 400,000 points. So that's an amazing way to get points for CVC. The next favorite thing on my list is in the forge. I save all my forging, not the relic crafting, not talking about that, artifact crafting for CVC. You can get amazing points, especially if you save up your rank up your rarity, and your mythical charms for this. Now, I don't craft everything available. I craft the things that I care about most. So Perception is still a great set in the game. Fatal can be useful, and unfortunately, no Dark Fae right now, so I can't craft Lethal. I always like to craft Lethal during this time, but any set that you care about, this is the time to do it. If you happen to have enough Magisteel for something else, you can craft Resilience, sell it all. You get a ton of silver, which will be useful for some other ways to get great points. But let me just show you. I'm going to do rank up rarity and mythical charm, and I would like some speed and maybe some accuracy when I run out of the speed. So what I just do is I let that rip. I got 2,700 points just for a 10 pull, and you're going to get some good gear. You're going to get mostly bad gear. That's just the way it is. Is it any good? No, this is a terrible, terrible perception piece. And I get 102,600 silver for selling this terrible piece. Now, I'm not going to go and individually look at all of these yet. I will go back in and sell most of this later. But you can just do this real quick. Another 1,800 points from a 10 pull. And as you can see, I have another 213 pulls I can do. So let's say it's 2,000 points a pull. That's going to be like 40,000 points just from my perception gear. So I'm going to get 60, 80, 100,000 points depending on how much I do in the forge just from the forge. That's huge. I mean, a lot of players don't even get 100,000 points total in CVC because they don't think about these things. The forge is so important. Now, obviously, you have to get into the later stages of your faction wars in order to be able to get that kind of those kind of materials, and you also have to be pretty decent at Curse City to get all these charms and stuff. But still, even if you're lower level, even if you're pulling, your 5-star perception gear or whatever, you're gonna get great points, and all the junk gear you're gonna get a bunch of silver for, which is great. Now, the next thing is something I can't do anymore, and it breaks my heart, is you get great points for developing your account through the affinity bonuses. Nothing for the area bonuses, unfortunately, but affinity bonuses, you get great points as you level up. So if you get something to a level 10, that's going to be a lot better than, getting something to level 1, 2, 3, etc. But basically, the higher up you go, the more points you get. I used to do that, but I've had that filled out for a couple years now, so I can't do that anymore, unfortunately, but that is a great way. What else can you do? Well, basically you can do just about anything in the game to get points, but we got to focus on what's going to get you the best points. Now, you want to check your objectives to see if there's anything that's going to get you double points. In this case, this month, we got Phantom Shogun's Grove, up to 20,000 bonus points. And Faction Wars objectives, same thing. You get bonus points for doing your Faction Wars. And as you can see, okay, the points were a little bit higher this time for the Forge because it's double objectives. I forgot about that. So normally it might not be that high, or it definitely won't be that high most times, but you still get really good points. So the easy things that you should always be doing is you get very good points for Tag Team Arena. You get very poor points for Classic Arena, and you get okay points for Live Arena. But save all of your tag team, and I don't like spending a ton of gems if I can avoid it for CVC, but one place that I will spend it on is on Tag Team Arena, because I find that to be a very good source of my gems. Now, the other thing that you always want to do Faction Wars. the highest level that you possibly can. So if you can take down the stage 21 boss, you probably should. Most days I only do stage 20 because it's faster and the rewards aren't all that different, except for CVC. You get bonus points for that. It's not a ton of points, but it's free basically because you don't have to use energy or gems or anything for that. Now Demon Lord, you do get points for every chest that you get, so I always try to defeat the top 4 at least. You do get some extra keys, so maybe sometimes I will also even beat normal or easy, but definitely I always try to beat Ultra Nightmare, Nightmare, Brutal, and Hard. I do that anyway, but you get some pretty decent points for that. Nothing crazy, again, because that's free. They don't give you a lot of points. You're not going to get any points for Hydra or Chimera, unfortunately. Now, when it comes to Soul Stones, you can get points, but there's hardly ever any other events going on for pulling Soul Stones during CVC, so I don't really recommend this. Even though you can get points, I would save it for another time, personally. Just like I would save shards for another time, I would save souls for another time. I wouldn't do that. Now, there's a fusion going on right now. There's not always a fusion going on during CVC, but when there is, obviously you just want to do whatever the fusion is asking you for. So in this case, there's gonna be, Dragon. You can do Dragon. It gets okay points. Normally, you just want to do Spider. Spider gets the best points. If you don't want to do Spider, you can do, let's go to Dungeons. If you don't want to do Spider, Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun's Grove, also very good points. I don't really recommend you doing Minotaur if you're desperate for points. It gives okay points, but not great. I wouldn't do the keeps. You should always do your Iron Twins if you can. Pretty good points, nothing insane. About the same as Spider. So what is left? So we covered, you can get new champions, you can rank them up, you can upgrade them, ascend them, skill them, get their souls. I wouldn't do campaign if you can avoid it. It's not the best. Potion keeps, not the best. Minotaur, not great. Dragon, I wouldn't normally do it, but there is a dragon tournament going on right now for the fusion. Same thing. Ice Golem is okay. I don't really like farming Ice Golem. Fire Knight is okay. I don't really like to farm the dungeons anymore very much. But if you're early on and you need to, Spider's the fastest. It's the easiest. I would recommend doing Spider. You get all that silver. You're going to want that silver, just like you're going to want Sand Devil. You're going to want those oils and stuff from Phantom Shogun's Grove, the extracts, the oils. You want to do Iron Twins. You want to do Faction Wars. You want to do Tag Team Arena. You want to do your Demon Lord. Now we get to gear. Gear is the last great thing that you're going to want to focus on. Mostly you want to focus on your best champions. For example, my Duchess. I can ascend her gear, and you're going to get points for ascending the gear. The higher up you go, the more points that you get. You can enchant the gear. The higher up you go, the more points you get. You can, I wouldn't recommend right now because there's not a gear event, but you can, for example, upgrade your gear. You're going to get points for that. That's what you're going to need all that silver for. I wouldn't do that right now because there's not an event for it. But what I would do is I would enchant my gear and I would ascend my gear because you get great points for that. We'll take this for example. Let's see, what do we want to do? We'll give her a little bit more HP. It is expensive, 100,000 silver for using one of these. I added 3% and I got 500 points for that. So you're gonna want silver, and that's what you want to do the forge for. And then we want to ascend it a little bit more. And we're gonna get some points for that. 150 to get to 3 stars. 150 to get 4 stars, etc. So this is a great time. I save most of my enchanting and my ascending the gear for CVC. That's how I do it. So I've gotten to the point where getting 400,000 points isn't all that difficult, and I rarely, if ever, use gems, unless I just want to anyway. Like, I don't specifically use gems to get through a CVC because it's not that hard for me anymore. Now, if you are an earlier account, haven't been playing that long, you don't spend a lot of money or any money, that's okay. You're not there yet. It's fine. You can still use all these tips to get the points that you can get. Help out your clan. Even if you can only get 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 points, wherever you're at. You know, I didn't start off being able to get 400,000 points. I've been able to do that for a while now, but it used to be much harder. The more you develop, the easier it is to get these rewards. I haven't spent money in the game in probably close to 2 years, and I've never spent a lot. So don't think that this is just like, oh, this whale is showing me how he whales out. I'm not. I've just been playing the game for close to 4 years now. And it'll be 4 years this summer. It's not that hard. You just have to keep playing and learn how to save your resources. So that's it for today. I obviously have a lot of forging to do, so I better get to it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Weiler Wednesday, and I will check you out in the next Raid Shadow Legends video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I just reached 500 subscribers. Let's keep going. See if I can get to 1,000 subscribers. That would be amazing. Thanks so much. See ya.